Hi, everyone. I just want to talk to you a little bit today about what art has done for me. I really truly believe that art creates a happy life. When we all have times when we get into survival mode, but if you can approach art and see through an artist's eyes, it changes everything. Art sustained me all my life. It's what I loved ever since I was a kid. It was my happy place. Give me a do it book and a box of crayons, and I could be happy for hours at a time. When I was in high school, and my grades were good enough to get an Illinois teacher scholarship, and the assistant principal said, "Well, what's your favorite subject?" And I said, "Art." And he said, "Well, then you'll be an art teacher." Okay, my path was made clear to me. I thought that was the greatest thing. How absolutely fantastic could that be? Because, I was born in Chicago. I grew up in Cicero. There wasn't a whole lot of money to be had, to have a scholarship, to have a direction, changed everything. Every time I chose art, in every meaningful survival mode, I've always been taken care of. It's like choosing what you love changes everything. And that's what it's all about. Keep choosing what you love. To me, art is essential to life. Art puts you in a place where you create these emotional balances in your body that really takes care of everything. It's like a ripple effect. You send out this really great emotional vibration, and things start to happen for you because you're living what you love. Being sheltered in place has changed my life very little. I'm still working in my studio, playing in my studio, creating really fun paintings. I've been taking classes. I'm creating classes for the monthly. This is what I would like you to feel. I would love you to feel this happy place, this inner peace and contentment that can carry you through every trauma, through every doubt, through every sadness, through every grief. If you always have what you love there, you have that like in place, that brings you balance, that takes you out of survival and helps you move forward in life. Um, we don't take these courses just to learn to paint. Yes, you're going to learn to paint. You're going to learn to use all kinds of media. And they're fun. They're fun to do. But if I just sat there and filled up pages with color and things, I need a little bit more. I need art to reflect my life. And when it does that, then it becomes meaningful art. Then I really feel like it's transforming me. So just to learn the techniques is not just the reason. There's more to it. When you are in that place, in that happy place, you are reducing stress in your body. You're reducing the chemical cortisol in your body. You're filling yourself with endorphins. Now, endorphins are a really great thing. You get this if like the runner who goes off and runs for 7 miles. They get filled with endorphins. They feel great. It's almost like an altered state. It's a high. And that's how you feel when you really get into your art. It's an altered state. It creates an inner peace. It has this whole, the endorphins create a chemical balance in your body so that you become a more positive, loving human being. And it's a great place to be because happiness begets more happiness. Everything's a vibration, everything is energy. So if you are exuding happiness, you're going to be attracting more love and happiness into your life. That's a major big reason to do art. And that's the happiness that I'm talking about. That's the kind of lifestyle that I wish for all of you because it's a wonderful, wonderful, great way to live. It just changes everything. You enter the world is chaotic. It always has been, you know. And if you just let that guide you, you can get thrown off pretty easily. You have no control out there. But when you come into art, it's your inner journey. It's going into the inner land of imagination. It changes everything. This brings balance to that outer world. You develop trust in yourself, trust in your decisions. You get more confidence in your abilities and in your talent. The more you do, the better you get. You expand your life in every way, and this opens all kinds of doors. So many doors opened for me just because I kept choosing art. It's unbelievable. I created a life for myself, a career for myself. The biggest thing is my students, I've interacted with the most wonderful people throughout my life. Art people are great people. And if I could imbue this kind of enthusiasm and love for art into everyone, it would be just fantastic because it makes life much more fuller, much richer. You move forward in your personal path. Art has always sustained me. You know, life has not always been easy. I had to change jobs when I was teaching in high school many, many times, so many times, because there was RIF, a reduction in force, and the art teacher was usually one of the first to go. Through changing jobs, through a divorce from my first husband, being a single parent when my daughter was just a year old, and I was a single parent for a number of years. But through it all, I was a happy person. I can remember one of the other art teachers coming up to me and saying after school, "You're getting a divorce?" I'd never know it, you know, because that other world I could turn off and come into my art world, and that was like heaven. That was like my sacred place, my sanctuary. And the kids all knew that when I was teaching high school. When they came in there, I told them, leave the garbage out the door. I don't want any of that in here. It has no place. And it was peaceful. It was calm. They were great. It was always a wonderful place to be. They'd come by after school, before school. It was a safe haven, and they could feel that. Art brings all this into your life. Art is a feeling in the moment. Let your art reflect that feeling in the moment. When my dad passed, I went for a walk in the forest preserves in Chicago because that's where your trees were. And a huge stag crossed my path, stopped on the path. I stopped, he stopped. It was huge, many antlered, but huge. And stood there and looked at me. And I felt like, oh my gosh, this is like my dad sending me a sign. He's okay, you know? And then I did paintings of stags, and they were very powerful, and they were magical stags. And I found out that stags in Europe would protect sacred sites, very sacred animal. Then when I took care of my mom when she was in hospice care at home, I gathered all my art supplies and my papers and everything. And while she would be resting and I would take care of her every day, I would paint. And the paintings were full of golden lights and landscapes and trees, trees that represented her and my brothers and myself. And as we were witnesses to her, this moment, this time in her life of her passing, her transforming to another phase of existence. And so we were witnesses, we were caretakers. Very magical time. And the art reflects that, you know, your art reflects your feelings. So my motivation here, always and every time, will always be to try to get you into this happy place, to try to get you to feel and love art and creating art and be happy with art. And no matter what's happening in the world, you go to your studio and it changes everything. That's my wish for you. That's the whole purpose of creating a monthly where we can keep moving along each week, get a new project. Each month, you know, every 2 months really, we'll cover a different theme. We'll learn art elements, we'll learn to paint, we're going to develop a happy life. So join me. Come over to Dragonfly Art Studio and join me. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.